Good evening to those tuning in to LastWord Productions right now, man. I'm your host, Tavares Wilson. As you all know, I always get the last word. A lot going on in the sports world recently, man. A lot of news, a lot of commotion, drama. So we here to talk about it as always on this fine Thursday evening. But if you're not doing so already, be sure to like, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, follow on Facebook. Last Word Productions, the handle across. So without further ado, introduce my gents here, man. Breeze, say what's up to the people, bro.
Yo, what's good? How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing?
Right, right. Ladies, say what's good to the people.
Yo, what's good, everybody? What's good?
Yeah, for sure. So let's get straight into it, man. Let's talk about the hot topic that's been going on, was circulating for about it seems almost 2 weeks now, almost a month, with LeBron and Stephen A. Smith after their whole exchange with, or in regards to, I should say, excuse me, by Bronny James and everything that's basically trickled down from that. So I get your thoughts first, Breeze. What do you think about everything that's going on, man, and how you feel about everything? Whose side you standing with?
Um, it's kind of a matter where I straddle the fence. You get me? Um, Number one, I'm gonna tell you why I agree with both sides, and I'm straddling the fence. Well, number one, LeBron's, he's defending his son. Well, that's number one. That's his son. Uh, as you know, as men, as we grow and we become natural protectors, and LeBron was there his whole life. LeBron seen the ups and downs and and the criticism and critiques that his son was receiving as well as he was receiving himself, some warranted, some unwarranted. Like, I see people take personal strikes at LeBron off the court, I see people take strikes at LeBron on the court. um a lot of people are taking personal strikes at Bronny, as well as some strikes that are warranted, like some personal strikes with they don't like him because he's LeBron's son. They feel like nepotism played a role in him getting his opportunity in the NBA. And some strikes that are necessary that for a while he wasn't playing well. He didn't look like he was NBA ready, which he's a raw prospect. That's to be expected. But I guess the pressure that was on him being LeBron James Jr. Everyone expecting him to come in and be somewhat like what his dad was because he's LeBron James Jr. Stephen A. Smith was doing the job of not only highlighting that Bronny wasn't playing well, which was fair, but in some aspects of it, he did take it too far, um, calling into the decision of Bronny, playing ball and being on the Lakers and being on front stream, questioning the fatherhood of LeBron James. That comes to more of a personal standpoint. You get me? That's nothing to do with basketball at that point. But at the same time, the reason sometimes, like, you have to agree with Stephen A is because it's been times where he's highlighted that LeBron is a great father. Like, I don't know if you ever seen one of his rants on First Take before, where he's like, pull the banter up, pull the banter up. LeBron's a savant, a philanthropist, a great father, an ideal citizen, and things like that. So it's like it's messy on both ends, but as it's unraveling and going further and further and further, I don't like the way that it's going. Um, I just wish they just like come to a common ground, keep things at a professional level, and yeah, man, I'm on the fence with it with both sides, honestly, because it's good and bad on both sides, no lie.
Hey, y'all boys can hear me?
Uh,
Yeah, I get you, bro.
yeah, I can hear you. Uh, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we just can't see you right now.
Go ahead, let it take off.
All right, what the question was about LeBron
Braun is.
and Stephen A. Smith situation, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think the only thing I really give Stephen A. like points on is the fact that he is, media personnel. So someone in the media, especially we can't pretend like Stephen A. Smith not one of the biggest names in sports media. He has to kind of take the bait on LeBron's kid, you know, being in the NBA. So I kind of feel like Stephen A. kind of has to do his job. You can't really get mad at the individual just trying to do their job, attacking what the media wants to see. Oh, is Barney ready for the NBA? Is he only in the NBA? Is he a Nepo baby because of LeBron? Is it really because of his talents? Look what he did in college. I really feel as if Stephen A was right in that regard, trying to do his job as a media personnel, taking a story obviously that's big for the NBA, and you know, speaking on it. He didn't talk about Bronny joining the NBA that much. He didn't really cover that part of the story of the NBA draft at the beginning because he himself has come out and said that he doesn't cover rookies, especially rookies that are former players' kids. He doesn't cover them until he sees them in a professional game, So he left Bronny alone, and I'll give him points for that, in that aspect that he respected Braun enough to, yo, I know this your kid, so I won't cover him until he starts playing NBA games. He started playing games, so I gotta kind of give him that, like he's a media personnel. He's just covering the story. But this is when I take it, to where I feel LeBron on pressing him is because he said, as a father, you should do this. As a father, you should do that. He's speaking on Braun, being a father now. He's speaking on his fatherhood, him raising his son. That's why I kind of like disagree with him because it's like you can't tell a man what he's doing wrong as a parent. Attack him as a player all you want. LeBron usually, pretty good at ignoring shit like that. But when you start talking about a dude as a parent, any NBA player would, especially if they see you at the game, they'll, hey, what's going on, bro? Like what is this you saying? And just leave him alone in that aspect. If you want to say something about him as a player, Bronny as a player, his early struggles in the G League, his struggles at USC, I could see why you would want to, say something about that. Like maybe he's not NBA ready, or you say your opinion on that matter, but don't attack the man as the father. That's where you lose me at. That's me personally. So I honestly think Stephen A handled it the right way at the beginning. I kind of think he dragging it now, but I'm with Braun on the man. Don't question how I am as a father. If you question me as a player, you say something to me as a player, all right, cool. But once you start questioning fatherhood, I don't know. I can't agree with that.
Right, right. And my bad for the technical difficulties. My little brother in here being crazy. But listen, man, I said this about the Aaron Rodgers and Ryan Clark situation, and I'm gonna say it again. And with this situation, like basketball related, everything aside, Stephen A. Smith, this is his career. This is how he made his living. This is how he signed the 10-year, $100 million deal with
Mhm.
ESPN. So everything sports related to me is fair game, and I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure every athlete knows that. LeBron has dealt with it his entire career, so of course he understands that. But the moment you make it personal, that's when it's all fair game to me, because not only did you all both alluded to this, not only did Stephen A. bring it up the aspects of questioning LeBron's fatherhood and how he is raising his sons and children as a
Mhm.
whole, but now he's bringing up the fact that, you know, oh, well, I never once brought up how you never attended Kobe's memorial, which was
Yeah,
a
that was
lie.
crazy. That was
I never
crazy.
brought up the fact that you didn't attend D Wade's Hall of Fame induction, or how you let your son go to the draft and you knew he had a heart attack and all this other stuff. So it's like at that point, gang, you're taking it to a level and to a place it doesn't have to be taken to. And
And it's
from
not
that
professional.
point on, and even before it got to that, because the comments he made on ESPN talking about how Bronny wasn't essentially a prospect because of the talent on the court. He was alluding to LeBron being the reason why Bronny got drafted, saying that he's just a young man basically who is a beneficiary of his father. So that's when you make it personal, and that's
Mhm.
why I don't blame LeBron for what he did, because at the end of the day, gang, my child is a top 1% in the world, and the first thing you say about him is you only hear this because your father, basically, and that's to me that's a slap in the face. So at some point you gotta like I said before, man, when you make it personal, from that point on, whatever happens or from that point on, or what's ever said from that point on, that's
Mhm.
on you, because you made it personal. It didn't have to become personal. You didn't have to bring in the fact that the man is LeBron's son. That's why you feel as if he's received the stock and draft talks and whatever the case may be. I get that may play a lot of truth into it, but it has to be about basketball, and these things won't happen. If he would have just continued his previous assumptions, dissertations, talking about how Bronny as the player is undefined, he's not quite ready and stuff like that, cool. But the moment you get into these conversations talking about how another man child isn't where he's supposed to be because his father didn't do X, Y, and Z, that's the issue right there. So
Mhm.
I gotta say, man, I if I had to pick a side, I would say I'm on bronze, because it's like at the end of the day, man, again,
I agree.
you don't make things personal and then not expect consequences or retaliation. You don't. To me, you don't do that. So I'm not mad at, and I want to make this clear. I'm not mad at Stephen A for trying to do his job. I mean, this is what he do for a living. No one is upset about that. But again, when you make it personal, whatever happens from that point on, to me, in my opinion, it's fair game. You can't get mad about what happens from that point on. To me, you can't. But anything else I want to add before we move on?
Nah, I honestly felt like it was, kind of unprofessional to try to degrade LeBron's character and him as a person, try to use Kobe and Dwayne Wade. Like he kind of wanted to make it a professional thing when he first approached him, like, hey, let's have this conversation elsewhere and everything like that. But once it became as big as it was, he turned into that kind of media guy, where that had a nitpick at something and just run with it, just come up with this whole grand new story that's not true. Because it's been
Right.
confirmed that LeBron was at Kobe Memorial, because what's the WNBA player name? Deanna Taurasi made a joke
Yeah, yeah,
about him and looked at him.
yeah.
So that was debunked almost immediately. But he didn't want to make it immediate. He didn't want the pressure to be on him. You know, he on the Lakers. It was the day after he did something with the Lakers. Man, I forgot. But
I think broke the scoring record or something like that.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Kobe was in attendance at that game, bro. They embraced. As soon as he broke the record, he went over there and said something to him. They embraced. They got it's a picture. It's crazy. But once you start attacking, oh man, yeah, you ain't even go to Dwayne Wade induction. Yeah, you ain't do this. Like you being bitter now, bro. And you tried to make it seem like you was the mature one in the situation. You showing like you showing that you just a media guy at the end of the day. You don't really care about these people personally, bro.
Right.
I don't know. I can't give Stephen A cool points to that. The only thing I felt him on was he respected him at first. Like, yo, I won't talk about your son. I know he had the heart condition. I don't feel like he NBA ready, which most people felt like that. But he kept it to himself. He didn't talk about it on first take on his podcast or anything like that. He respected Bron, so I respected him for that. But once he started taking it that way, I don't know, man. You lost me, baby.
Right, right.
Them boys need to just run a fade, man. Quick 30
Nah,
seconds.
that. then
Stephen
it's
A.
a
do not want to do that, boy.
then it's a fact. Stephen A. said he was gonna put his hands on him.
No, no, no,
Yeah,
no. Look, I ain't gonna look,
Like,
look, look,
come
I ain't
on,
gonna lie
bro.
to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. As a man, bro, what you gonna do, bro? If Braun grab you, you gonna sit there and let him slam you? Nah, bro. He a
he
swinger,
not.
bro.
But he,
It's not that. It's the fact that he's saying. See, it would be different if this was said in the heat of the moment or when it all happened.
hmm
It's the fact that he's saying this a month later, gang. Like that's what bothers me. Like now, I
and
just feel like clout chasing. Because if
and he
in the
said
heat
it
of the
after
moment, if
LeBron
it
said something on the
happens,
McAfee show.
exactly. Like if it happens in the heat of the moment, or you say this the day after on your TV show instead of giving that sorry ass apology or explanation, then I understand. I'm not denying that. But the fact that this shit comes a month after this altercation happened, again, I'm not buying that shit. He want
hmm
not a swung on that nigga. Like I don't believe that. Now maybe if it got to that point and Braun did grab him and like tried to rough him up a bit, then maybe probably. But gang, if you ain't swinging on a nigga who clearly was pressing you, you ain't swinging on him if he grabbed you. That's it. Like it wasn't happening.
I agree, bro. I don't think I think Stephen A. bluffing, doing it for clicks. He knew that he
Nah,
know it's gonna go to he know it's gonna go viral, bro. He know it is. He's not putting no hands on LeBron, bro. Now if he do, now hey, I don't know Stephen A. I grew up watching him on TV and everything, but I don't know how he is like as a man, like how you bringing it up, but I don't think he was putting his hands on Bron, bro. He would at least say, "Hey, LeBron, I think you should get out of my face, bro."
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it would, like I said, it would be different if this was said after the fact, like directly or like some in the moment type shit. Man, nah, bro, nah. I'm not buying that one, gang. I ain't gonna lie. Cause if he really was on that kind of time, it don't matter who it is, Braun, KD, Kobe.
Mhm.
You ain't gonna get that close to a nigga who ain't gonna allow you to touch them. To me, that's what I think.
I mean, you gotta think though, bro. Like situation with everything. Like if Braun would have caught him in like a Waffle House or something, then it's fair game. But bro, they at the Staples Center, live
No, but
TV,
I don't know about that game because
live setting,
when it was Shannon
live.
Sharp with Steven Adams, you seen the altercation, you seen what was going on.
Was
Shannon wasn't backing down.
Steven Adams or John Morant daddy?
Was it
No, it was
who
actually
was
John
it?
Morant. It was John Morant,
No,
actually. No,
It was John
no,
Morant dad.
not Steven Adams. My bad. No, it was Steven Adams because Steven Adams was playing for the Grizzlies at that same point. Yeah,
That was
Steven
John
Adams.
Morant dad he was talking to. Shannon Sharp was talking to John Morant dad, I
Yeah,
think.
remember the whole
mm.
team, not the whole team, but like two players had
That's what I'm
tried to
saying.
press.
John Morant came and pressed Shannon Sharp,
Yeah,
and then
and
Steven
then
Adams came
and
afterwards.
then Steven Adams came in. Shannon got up like, yo, like what y'all doing type shit. Like he stepped the both of them. And then that's when John Dad came. And they got kicked out.
I ain't
hmm
even
Like
gonna
that
hold you. Steven Adams would have did my boy Shannon dirty, man.
he probably would have. But I'm just saying, like,
Hey,
he
Steven
showed
Adams is a monster, bro. Shout out to Steven Adams.
he showed he ain't going for it though. That's what I'm
hmm
saying.
Man with a scuff unk out there,
That
man.
man
Unk,
he stand up for all
More
his
than
teammates.
likely he would have. I'm not denying that, but I'm just saying, like he showed he wasn't gonna let a nigga just step to him and think ain't shit gonna happen. You feel me?
Unk,
Like,
Unk done had like 4 hip surgeries, man. It's over, man. Unk need to just stick the
yeah,
nightcap, man.
it would have been bad, boy. It would have been bad. No cap. But yeah, man, I mean, listen, this whole situation just this I'm gonna end up on this last point, then we're gonna move on. This whole situation just reiterated to me why a lot of people are turning to like social media content creators like myself, us on here, and like other large platforms on YouTube, TikTok, and stuff. Because a lot of people don't really like the dramatics and the flair people be doing for clicks and likes on ESPN and stuff. And this is part of the reason, man. Like
hmm
Stephen A. Smith, to me, in my personal opinion, is completely blowing this situation out of proportion. And if it would have stayed what it was as the sideline altercation, cool. Like a man came up to you because he didn't appreciate the things you were saying about his kid and about how he raised his child. If it would have been left at that, if it would have been a segment or two on it, cool. But now you bringing up this other stuff that has nothing to do with the situation. That's when niggas start to lose focus of what even this shit originated from and what even started it. And that's when
Hmm.
niggas lose respect for you. Because now you bringing up shit that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. So, in my opinion, man, I just think it's crazy that all of this is just coming out the way it's coming out. But I guess, man, I guess anything for a good story, boy.
Yep.
Facts.
But let's move on, man. I want to talk about the Giants signing Russell Wilson. So if those who aren't aware,
Mm.
Russell Wilson signed a 1 year deal with the Giants worth $21 million, and now the Giants have a completely new quarterback room because they also did sign Jameis Winston. So this is a team that seems to be under the belief, at least, that they're in win now mode. So I'm gonna let you go first, Breeze, because this is something you somewhat
Mm.
predicted.
Mm.
So go ahead, bro.
I don't know. I think I might be a prophet, man. I got a good feeling for these things, man.
Yeah, you might go play the lottery game.
I'm trying to tell you. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't shocked because when I looked at the Giants last year, even though the record didn't reflect, I saw a lot of good things that they did and a lot of bad situational football as well as, questionable quarterback play with Daniel Jones. I think a separation was warranted. Daniel Jones, this time was, it was just time for him to go. It was
Hmm.
time for him for a fresh start in New York. Done chewed him up, spit him out. Now, is he as horrible as the world makes him? I've seen him do good. I've seen him do bad. I just think he's mentally psyched out from New York. I think he can go somewhere and maybe get some value out of the rest of his career. I'm not saying he's going to lead a team to the Super Bowl or nothing, but I think he can be serviceable when put into the right system. Now, if I remember correctly, the last time we spoke on the Giants in the quarterback situation, it was them cutting Daniel Jones to tank to get the pick to bring in Shador Sanders. And
Hmm.
I was the only one on the fence saying that, hey, I don't think Shador is this can't miss prospect. He's good, but I don't think he's can't miss generational. Your GM will lose his job if you don't pick him. I suggested, they take this draft, trade that pick back, load up and revamp the line, get as many weapons as you can, and sign the crash dummy. I predicted Jameis Winston because he was on a 1 year deal with Cleveland. I didn't think Russell Wilson, but they got Jameis Winston, Tommy DeVito, and now Russell Wilson. So now I do think they're standing pat with filling the season out with that crash dummy, going all in on fixing that line and bringing in more weapons because you got neighbors, you got Tyrone Tracy. I forgot their tight end name. I think his name is Theo.
Yeah,
Um,
Theo
Is it
Johnson.
Bellinger, Theo Johnson?
yeah, and then on the defensive side of the ball, you got Kayvon Thibodeau, you got
Hmm.
Dexter Lawrence, you got a
Hmm.
bunch of
They got the
speedy
best
guys
free
who play.
threat in the league.
I love that I love that defense, man.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie.
and where they're at right now, if you really think of it, they have number two or number three pick.
Number three.
They three.
Because if you look at it right now, it's Tennessee's one. I know they're taking Cam Ward. Two, Cleveland, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Cleveland's in the market for a quarterback. Cleveland takes Shador. They can go.
I
They
think
can
Cleveland go
go.
defense.
No, I think Cleveland going for a quarterback, man. You got to, bro. But think about it. At worst, let's say right now, if they stand pat at three, they can take Abdul Carter. They can take Travis Hunter and stack up their defense.
well, I hope they take Travis
Yeah,
Hunter. I
the
do not
draft
like that third
opens
round
up
pick taken.
honestly after them first two picks.
Yeah, they can stack up their defense, and then you have a Jameis Winston who say what you want. Jameis Winston is gonna put butts in the seats in New York, and he's gonna throw that ball, and he's gonna have neighbors. Neighbors can probably win a triple crown if Jameis play the whole season. Neighbors could probably win a triple crown because, bro,
That's true. That's
Jameis
true.
is gonna throw that ball. So it's gonna
He
be
love his number
electric.
one receiver.
It's gonna be electrifying. The defense is stout. If they bring in Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter, that's gonna be a great defense. And then you got a solid offense, with your number one receiver, Tyrone Tracy. He works on his fumbling. I think he could be great. And you got Russell Wilson, who's a vet, who has leadership. You got Jameis Winston, who's a vet. He's a great motivational guy. And Tommy DeVito is a culture guy. New York loves him. So they cooking up something good over there, depending on what they do in this draft. So, like I said, man, I think they play this year out. If they're bad enough for the number one pick, they're gonna get Arch Manning. But I predicted. I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah, man, I think that is the plan. I think they're going to go try to go get Archie Manning. I
Come
think they
on,
want another
man.
Manning in the building, man.
I
But
told you, man. I do this, T. I do this, man.
I mean, I'm not. I wasn't totally surprised, but I just thought because I don't think Cleveland taking a quarterback either. I think Cleveland gonna
I
go,
think they go on defense.
but God, I do hope they take Travis Hunter though, because oh my God, if Travis Hunter go to the
I'm
Patriots, I'm gonna be blowed. I'm not gonna lie.
Man,
I'm gonna
Gonzalez
be
and
honest.
Hunter.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I didn't like that they signed both players. I ain't like that they signed Winston and Wilson.
Mhm.
It's I really feel like they could have really attacked something else in free agency other than getting two vet quarterbacks. Jameis Winston. Say what you want about Jameis, and I'm kind of biased because you feel me, but Jameis Winston is able to throw 35, 40 touchdowns if he play a full season. Now, how many interceptions he gonna throw? That's up to him.
35,
Say
But
40.
he's
35,
going
40.
he's gonna put the ball in the air. He's gonna attack the number one corner with his number one receiver. Jameis Winston don't look at no second receiver, third receiver, tight end, running back. That man won't. Neighbors gonna get the ball. But we know this. So why get Russell Wilson and put 21 million into this quarterback, bro? I don't see that. I don't see why they do that.
It's
Why
10 and a
would you
half
bring it?
guaranteed.
Bro, that's a kind of a crazy contract for a vet, bro. That's
I mean,
that's potentially not going to start.
but think about it though, bro. Let's say, God forbid, one of them get hurt, one goes down.
All right, now check me out, dude. You said that this was going to be a crash out year, right? Why do you
hmm
care about that? What you investing money into him for, bro?
Because all
You
right, so
got
let's
Tommy
say,
DeVito. You was already doing that with him. He was
but
already a crash test dummy.
but look, one gets hurt. Let's say Jameis get hurt. Russ can come in and fill in and whatever. Or if Russ get hurt, Jameis can fill in. And Jameis is only is on a 8 million a year,
But it's two
and
years.
Russell Wilson is 10.5 guaranteed for 1 year.
Excuse me.
So theoretically, if Russell Wilson finishes the year, you get rid of him, he's gone. Jameis has that 1 year to be your backup next year, and you know he can be a mentor to whoever you bring in.
I feel what you're saying. Trust me. I feel what you're saying. At the end of the day, New York has bigger problems to worry about than having two vet quarterbacks, bro. The offensive line was putrid last year.
hmm
Andrew Thomas, I don't know what's gotten in the buddy, bro. I don't know. Evan Neal straight. I
I
can't
mean,
name
yeah,
nobody
Andrew
else.
Thomas been hurt, so let's. I gotta give him benefit of the doubt,
You
man.
gonna give him benefit of the doubt? All right, all right.
When he
But
healthy, he's one of them ones, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
but but still, that's the New York Giants offensive line has been the biggest struggle our entire lifetime. All of us, except some of the few years with Tiki Barber. But bro, the offensive line they need that right now, bro. The
Yeah,
run
they
game is
do.
cool. I'm glad you shouted out Tyrone Tracy too, man, because I
Yeah,
actually
Simon
like him.
Tracy
That's a
will play.
good young running back.
Will play.
They have a really good piece that they could run three down running back, bro. Rare in the NFL right now. He is one of them. Like you said, though, he got to fix the fumbling problem. But you have a young core on your team right now. I don't think two vet quarterbacks is going to do anything for you, especially if you, like you said, if you feel like this is your crash out year, bring in one of them and invest the money into elsewhere. I don't see why unless they drop the quarterback.
Or what if they play it smart and they trade that pick? Because I
Now,
think that's in the play as
if
well.
they
If they
trade
trade
if
that
they
pick,
trade the pick, they better not trade it past the top 15, bro. I will not agree with that.
no, I think
Unless you're
it
getting a boatload of picks. You need a boatload.
like think say if you traded to, let's say you traded, you probably traded for like a, I don't know, cause bro, to move up to that third pick, someone's gonna
You
send a
gotta pick
haul.
you gotta pay a lot, bro. Now if you
And
get offered something, if you get a Mike Ditka trade draft trade, take that. I don't care who the unless it's Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter, I don't care who is up there, bro. I need that. That's an overhaul. That's you're overhauling the entire organization with a Mike Dicker game day, I mean draft day trade or a Julio Jones draft day trade. They gave up a lot to
or
pick a player.
49ers, 49ers,
But
they might
49ers
somebody
to get Trey Lance with us. You feel me?
somebody
Like
some idiot might do it.
now if they get offered that, that's different. Hey man, take it. Dude, that's too many first round picks for the future, second round picks, third, fourth round picks. That's too much. Yet take that, of course.
And then you trade back, and then you can load up. You can get some, since you know you pretty much got good weapons. I'm not saying they have the best weapons. Maybe you can go in the draft and you can pick up a tight end, but you can trade back and go in the draft and get some linemen in the later rounds or something to fill out your line and get some extra depth in other positions that you need. So it's like I said, bro, they're in a prime position right now. I didn't think it was gonna go this good. Like when you sit back and think about it, they can really make a future turnaround with what they do this year.
For sure, they can.
Yeah, I mean, I just for one, let me talk about Abdul Carter. I don't think they're taking Abdul Carter. I mean, unless they really
I
serious
don't think
about,
he's there.
unless you think you go to the Browns.
Yep.
You know, I could see that. I could, but I don't think Abdul Carter is in the cards for them. Their front four is already stout. Unless they
Mhm.
trade in Kevin Thibodeau, then nah, it's not happening. But I think, man, I think the Giants do trade back at this point because this is you. You're not giving Russell Wilson 10.5 million to come in and be your backup. You're not doing that. I mean, so I think they're going to trade back. I think they're going to trade anywhere between 10 to 12, get a couple picks, like how y'all was talking about, make the offensive line a little bit better.
Mhm.
Help, hopefully, it gets healthier. They, to me, in my opinion, they do need another pass catcher. I mean, I know Darius Slayton signed an extension. I know Jalen Hyatt there. You know, all these guys like
Brick hands.
these guys are garbage. Like let's call it what it is. Jalen
Brick
Hyatt,
hands, bro.
cool. Jalen Hyatt was cool in college. He not that in the NFL game. It's all right, but they need another receiver in my opinion. And the defense actually looked pretty goddamn good. I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, Paul
Dude.
Debo, Javon Holland
Mhm.
going over there with Deontay Banks. I mean, the front seven pretty damn good. It's probably one of the five best front sevens in the league. So I think the Giants, if they can figure out their quarterback situation and get another actual consistent, effective star, not star, but skill player on the outside, I think this team could actually make a threat for the next 5 years if they can actually figure out the quarterback position. If they can figure that out, I think they'll be all right. Because I think their division, they're in a tough division right now. Because the Eagles are just the Goliaths of the NFC right now. The Commanders are getting better. The Cowboys, I know the Cowboys aren't everyone's cup of tea, but the Cowboys always seem to be somewhat competitive. So they're not going to be
Mhm.
an easy game every two weeks. I mean, 2 times a year, excuse me. So they're gonna load up and hopefully be able to compete. But any
I
other thoughts
guess.
I got in regards to this before we move on?
Or hear me out. What if with that pick, if they do trade back, let's say they trade back to maybe 8 or 9, right? I forgot the name of the receiver. He goes to Arizona. He's like 6'5", like 6'5". They're supposed to be
Jalen
like he's like
McMillan.
Yep.
No, 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 no. He's
Not
like
That's
McMillan.
Arizona receiver.
no, no, no.
This
I forgot his name. They
Are you
said
talking
he's like
about?
Mike Evans 2.0.
Yeah, Jalen McMillan,
No, 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 not him,
the
bro.
six
I'm
four
trying to
receiver
remember.
from Arizona.
No, I'm not sure if it's Arizona or something. It's not
It's
clicking in my head right now.
it is Arizona. He right.
I'm trying to I'm trying to tell
I'm trying to think. I
him.
gotta look, bro. But it's like
He
he's
just ran a four, I think a 4.48 or
Yes,
something.
it's Territorial McMillan. Yeah, that's his.
okay, 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 okay.
Oh, I'm saying Jalen. That's my fault, then Breeze. That's my fault.
That
I'm saying
that
Jalen.
one.
I'm messing you up.
That's what I'm saying. What y'all think? You got Jameis Winston back there. They draft Territorial McMillan. You got neighbors on one side.
That'd be
What y'all
legendary.
thinking?
I don't know, man. That'd be legendary. You got a 6'4", six
And,
I
five
mean,
receiver
I think
and
it's
you
running.
gonna.
trade back, grab him at 8.
But will he be there at 8? Because
I think so.
it's a lot of teams in the front that need
Nah,
receivers.
I think so though, bro. Cause look at it. I think before him, I know Cam and Shador are gonna go before him. Abdul Carter is a hot commodity. Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
Um, the the tackle from LSU. I know they're projecting him top 10.
yeah.
Um, who
I don't.
else?
I mean, he might be there at 8 because I mean, Asher Genty is still a hot prospect.
Yeah, I forgot Genty as
So
well. Um, yeah, bro, he might be the bro. This is crazy, man. Hey, make sure you clip this and send this out to the NFL, man. We might have cooked up some dream scenarios, bro.
yeah, I think it's a real possibility that could happen. I mean, they need it because, like I said, I don't. To me, the receivers they got now outside of Malik Neighbors, you got nothing. So I think that would be a good pick for them, honestly. And then I can set up your future quarterback because you'll have two young receivers he could build chemistry with and grow with, and both will still be on rookie contracts. So you ain't between your three most important offensive players at that point. Possibly, you'll you'll be spending anywhere between 15-20 million combined. So I mean, it's not
Hmm.
really terrible. But in my opinion, though, man, all that shit pales in comparison to what the hell the Patriots got going on right now, and it's killing me. Because,
Just wanted to shout out the ops. I
like,
hate that they're doing
you
well
gotta,
right now,
you
man.
gotta, you gotta give them their props, man. That's the next topic we got to talk about, man. So the New England Patriots had by far and large the best offseason to me. They spent the most money with 355 million in total.
Hmm.
So they broke the bank and they did it in a good way. So before I get into what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna let you go first, Larry. So what's your thoughts on the Patriots and their moves this offseason?
Honestly, it's looking like a. I gotta give them. I gotta give them credit, man. It's looking like a resurgence, man. The Patriots had a lot of upside last year. Other than guys getting hurt, they did look pretty. They did play pretty well. Drake May looked great for his rookie year. You know, as much as it pains me to say it, man, they this is a resurgence, bro. They really did this offseason well. Mike Vrabel coming in, he's not, you know, a
The
bad
coach,
coach by any
the
means.
coach that I want is so fucking bad. It's crazy.
Like, bro, he drafts well. He has a great philosophy. Run the ball, play defense, be aggressive, get the ball out the opponent's hands, takeaways, everything, bro. He is. I hate to say it, but it's looking like a resurgence, man. This team is on the up and up. I have not seen that one bad move they made this offseason. It's just sad to say, bro. And having the number 4 pick in the draft,
Hmm?
you kind of already know, kind of have a feeling that it may be a quarterback or two leaving the first
Okay.
3 picks. They're guaranteed to get either Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter, bro. And it's sickening.
Yeah. I think
So
they do get Travis, but yeah.
this a big. I ain't gonna clap for him, but round of applause for the Patriots, bro. I gotta give it to him, man. To just to throw salt in a Miami Dolphins fan on wound. Not only have we been having the complete opposite offseason, signing nobody, using no money that we have, lost it, losing great key players over the past 2 to 3 seasons. The Buffalo Bills also signed Joey Bosa. The New York Jets bring in Justin Fields. They having a decent offseason. They have a high draft pick. Buffalo Bills just in the AFC Championship game. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Patriots, but that's the topic at hand. The Patriots having a wonderful offseason.
What you got, Breeze? What you think of the Patriots move so far, man? You there, Breeze? I don't think that boy there. So I'm just go, man. Let me say this. Um, it pains me to see the Patriots reloading the way they are revamping because they're doing it
Mm-hmm.
with so much talent and they're doing it with guys who fit the Mike Vrabel's culture and scheme. Like when we look at guys like Milton Williams, Carlton Davis, Robert Spillane, like these are guys who are prototypical Mike Vrabel guys, hard nosed players, aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Even I mean, hell, even old tackle off Morgan Moses. Like you look at these guys, hard nosed, aggressive, in your face, constantly around the ball. Harold Landry coming in, like it's like this. These all scream the Patriots way moves, even from the coaching hiring all the way down to
Mm.
the last signings with Stephon Diggs. Who I know a lot of people are down on Diggs because Diggs had the ACL injury, stuff like that. The reality of the situation, gang, Stephon Diggs was on pace to go for 1,000 yards last season as a third receiving option. I want everyone to understand that he
The
was on pace
third
to go
receiver.
for 1,000 yards and over 90 catches as a third receiving option behind Nico Collins and Tank Dell. I know Tank Dell and Nico both missed games. I understand that. But the fact that he came in, it was primarily a slot guy getting way fewer targets than those guys and still was on pace to do that before his injury. It shows he still got something in the tank, and he's gonna come in and be by far and large their best receiver on that team. And he's going to a
Mm-hmm.
division he's already familiar with. He's familiar with the Dolphins. He's familiar with the Bills. Of course, he played for the Bills for what 5, 6 years, and
Mm-hmm.
it's the Jets he's familiar with. So he's not going to uncharted territory. He knows the competition. He knows guys' tendencies,
Yep.
and what makes it all just the worst, bro. And I talked about this dude already. The fact that the Patriots went out and got Milton Williams, a guy who was viewed as the top hot commodity in this offseason, and they just added on continuously after him. It honestly makes me mad. Like it's like I'm
Yep.
watching these niggas get so much better with a young quarterback who showed a lot of promise, and we just sit here sitting on our hands, man. I mean, it bothers me. It does. But like you said, bro, congrats to them. They're doing a lot of good
Sure.
things up there right now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
before I get into the next topic, not the next topic, but the second portion of this question, I want your thoughts, Breeze. What you think of the Patriots offseason?
With the Patriots off season, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. My brother, God rest his soul, he loved the Patriots, bro. He loved them. And I used to always clown the Patriots, bro. Like last time we played them last season, I don't know how. It must have been by the grace of God. Anthony Richardson led a game-winning drive and got a two-point conversion. And I was like, bro, what the hell? Because this Anthony Richardson doing this against the Patriots. And he did it with like 1 second left on the clock, bro. But it's amazing what they did so quickly, turned it around between free agency, addition by subtraction, and even in the manner that they did it. Remember, everyone was giving them flack because the way they did Gerard Mayo, that's his name, right?
Yeah,
With the whole
Mm-hmm.
1 year rental thing, he didn't have a chance to prove himself. Like even the way that they went about it, it seemed like even When they did things uncanny, they still got the result that they wanted. When they played out the season and finished in the manner that they finished, they still were able to secure a draft spot that they wanted. They were able to hit on free agency. They found a gem in Drake May, which coming out of college, everyone knew he had an arm. He had an arm built for the elements of Foxborough, but they didn't know if he'll be able to put it together. So him to come in, compete with Joe Milton, who Joe Milton is one of those guys where he's an athletic specimen. He took over the job from Jacoby Brissett and hasn't looked back. So he secured this spot as QB1 for the future. They've done wonders, man. It is upsetting because I wish I had a Drake May on my team, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I wish. I really wish. But shout out to the Patriots, man. They did their thing.
All right. So the second part of my question is in regards to the Patriots. I'm gonna pose a question. Do y'all think there's a legitimate chance that the Patriots can compete for the division this year?
For the division, I don't think so. I, I think
Yeah.
I think the Bills still own this division, as unfortunate as it is to say. But the Patriots, they've been fourth team, third team in this division for a while now, man. I could see them being second. The offense ain't do too much. The Jets has improved, but I still think they're the worst team in the division. Patriots, they got a chance to be second, but I don't think nobody dethroned in the Bills for some time, bro.
I I think they can compete
They could
because
compete. Not they not gonna be first.
when you think of it, Justin Fields in New York, I think the narrative is still out on Justin Fields.
That he's
I'm
sorry.
glad he nah,
Hey,
not even
hey,
that
not,
he's
not too
sorry.
much. Not too much.
Nah, not
Come
even
on,
that he's
bro. Here we
sorry.
go,
It's just
bro.
that he's like I would say he doesn't deal good with criticism or pressure. Like he's one of those people that when you put that pressure on him or you micromanage him or you nitpick him, his flaws get more exposed. Like, and being in New York, you know how New York market is crazy. They highlight
Hmm.
everything. Like
That's
we
true.
saw how good. I'm not gonna say Sam Darnold was the best, but we saw a good year from Sam Darnold,
Hmm.
and compared to what was in New York, those are two completely different players. Like they will chew you up and spit you out in New York. Miami, the only thing with Miami is cold weather. Foxborough is cold majority of the time y'all play. Buffalo is cold majority of the time y'all play. Y'all don't do good in cold weather. Any other games y'all play, y'all can easily win. Um, with New England, if they do get that Travis Hunter pick or whatever they do in the draft, now you got a stacked defense with two lockdown corners. You got your wide receiver one. Depending on what you do in the draft, maybe you get a back. Maybe later on in the draft, he's available. You get a Cam Scatterboo, just a ball player, somebody who'll fit the Patriot way, a tough guy. Like him as a person, he reminds me of like a Julian Edelman type of guy when it comes to mentality, a grit, grimy guy.
Who you
So
talking
like
about?
Cam Scatterboo, he reminds me like demeanor wise, personality wise, he reminds me of a Julian Edelman guy, like a
Talking about
tough
the
guy,
running
like a
back, right?
tough. Yeah, he reminds me of a
All right.
football player. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's just that type of guy. So depending on what you do, and when they match up with the Bills, the last time they matched up, if I'm not mistaken, it was raining in New York, but they had a close game, a really close game. So I don't know, man. I think they can compete. They can be 2, 3, but I don't think they'll be the little brothers of the division anymore. I think the Jets got first deals on that. I think so.
Man, I don't think them boys gonna win the division. But first, let me say this: we not tolerating Justin Fields slander over here. I'm telling y'all this now.
Here we go,
Like,
bro. That
I
man,
know
sorry, bro.
you know what I mean.
You gotta be real, bro.
We're not tolerating Justin Fields slander. He played for the worst organization in the NFL. I'm not trying to hear that shit. Anyway, with the Bills and Patriots, man, the thing with the Bills and Patriots, the Patriots always seem to make games competitive with the Bills. and that's
That's true.
that tells me if they were to improve, they got to very least split the season series between the two. So if they could do that, they got a fair shot. Because I'm a Fields guy, but I still think the Jets are going to be shit regardless. I just think they don't have enough. I don't. I'm not as high on Brees Hall as other people are. I think Garrett Wilson is legit, but he's one dude. They lost Devontae Adams. Alan Lazard is talking about being released, even though he's not worth a damn either. Offensive line's gotten worse. So it's like they're not setting niggas up for success right now with the Jets. Like it's not happening. And as far as the Dolphins go, I mean, I guess the same old slow and steady wins the race. I guess I don't know, but we're not looking too high right now. But yeah, man, the Patriots came out swinging, and they got a lot of good pieces, man, and a lot of good pieces to the point where I think they have a shot to actually compete for the division. Do I? Will I pick them to win the division? No, I'm not picking them to dethrone the Bills next season. But I would not be shocked if they were to actually compete and have like a end this season like win and you the leader type deal situation. Because like I told y'all this before about Drake May. I think Drake May's solid. I think he's good. I just thought Jaden Daniels was better, which he has shown he is. But I never
Hmm.
thought Drake May was sorry, man. I thought Drake May could play. So now you bring in Drake May with multiple other, improvements across the team, and you got a chance to go out and get Travis Hunter at this point. I mean, who knows? Sky's the limit, man. They got a lot of young talent, bro. A lot of young talent. So we're gonna see how it goes for him. But
Let
it,
me ask
it,
you a question real quick. Real quick. When you say you're not high on Brees Hall, what you mean by that, bro?
I think a lot of people appointed anointed him a top undisputed top five, top eight running back.
All right, nah, nah,
I'm
nah. All
just
right, all right.
I'm just not I'm not under that belief. I think he is top 10, but I think he's not even definitively top 10. I think he's in
Nah,
that.
he 10 to 15.
He's 10 to 15. So it's like when guys get to telling me they think Brees Hall is arguably top seven, top eight, I'm like, you
No.
losing
All
me,
right.
man. He's not that. Like, does he have a talent? Yeah, I think he's talented, but when I watch him play, bro, he leaves a lot on the field. He leaves a lot to be desired for me. I think his pad
Mm-hmm.
level isn't good. I think he has good bursts and acceleration from pocket to, I mean, from holes and pockets. You feel me? I think he hits the holes hard, but he doesn't run as aggressive as I think he could. He's
Mm-hmm.
not utilized as a pass catcher as much as I think he could be. Now that's on the Jets not being able to coach. I can't blame him for
Yeah.
that, but I don't think he's utilizing his full capabilities as a running back, in my opinion. I think he could be much better than what he is and what he has shown. But I just haven't seen him in these last 2 years, man. I've seen glimpses. I see what he could possibly be, but I just haven't seen what everyone else has seen so far. Like I had people telling me that they think a discussion between Bijan and Brees Hall is an actual discussion, and I just don't see that. I just don't.
All right, I can agree with that, dude. All right, I just had to see where you kind of rank them at. I agree with 10 to 15. Top 5 to 8, whoever you talking to, tell them boys stop watching football.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that believe that guy. I'm telling you, man. They're high on his capabilities, like and the attributes. Like I'm not. It's like I tell dudes all the time, bro. Like we can sit here, we can talk about how much of a better route runner somebody is, how much of a technician they is. We can talk about the speed, the physical attributes. Game, who
Hmm.
when you turn the film on and watch these niggas play, who do you think is better? Like I don't, I
Yeah.
get it. The other things matter. That's cool. It's beautiful to see a guy run a 4.34 who can cut on the dime at an instance and get in and out of his breaks quicker than most. But when you turn the film on, what do your eyes tell you? That's what I mostly feel like it all comes down to. Like when I look at these dudes play, who do I think is better? That's what it comes down to for me. And I just don't think Brees Hall is just better than a lot of running backs that people believe he's better than. I just don't.
For sure.
But anything else you want to add before we move on?
Nah, you can move on, bro.
All right, so we're gonna talk about the Damian Lillard injury with the Bucks, man. Get back to basketball. So Damian Lillard, for those who don't know, has suffered blood clots and he will miss the remainder of the season. So
Damn.
this is not only something that's detrimental to his career, but his life. So of course, our prayers, our thoughts and prayers go out to Damian Lillard. Hopefully, his recovery is going well, and he's
For sure,
actually
man.
making progress as we speak. But the thing I wanted to discuss about Damian Lillard's injury is like, what effect do you all believe it will have on the Bucks going forward? Like, are they just done now? Are they still contenders, or what do y'all believe?
Um, I think as long as 3-4 put on his jersey and lace him up, bro, they got a chance for a playoff, appearance. I think the East is very top heavy. I don't think there's no guys who can make like a late night, I mean a late season run type thing where they just beat an 8 seed like we've seen the Miami Heat do. I don't see that from this East this year. I think the East is very top heavy, but I do believe that if Giannis puts on his shoes and say he's playing, the Bucks is going to be able to compete. It's just unfortunate. So, like you said, all prayers going out to Damian Lillard and everything. Hope he recovers as quickly as possible, and hopefully we can still see him, lace him up and play on the court. But I think the Bucks, as long as they got Giannis, I think they're gonna be able to at least make the playoffs. I think they're gonna be able to at least make the playoffs, maybe get a first round win. But once they start playing, the Celtics, I don't know, man. I don't know if they can get past. But I don't know if anybody in the East getting past Boston, honestly. But as long as Giannis lace them up, I think they're gonna make the playoffs at least.
Okay, what you got, Breeze?
Yeah, man. I think the title window is closed, man. Because I'm not trying to be pessimistic or nothing, but if y'all remember, the blood clot is what stopped Chris Bosh's career,
Yeah.
and
And I
Victor
Wembanyama got it too.
Wembanyama, he has it as well, and I think the window is closed, man, because for what it's worth, Giannis can go out there every night and give you 30, 15, and 6. But other than that, his running mate is Kyle Kuzma and Brook Lopez when he's connecting on threes. And honestly, I don't think that's enough to compete with these top heavy seeds in the East.
Hmm.
Being, because if they finish, let's say 7, 8, what seed are they right now? Like 6, right?
They six. They
Yeah.
if the season ended right now, they'll play the Knicks.
So they got a little stretch going down where they can probably bump their seed up to maybe 5. But let's say if they finish 7 or 8 and they have to play either Cleveland or Boston. Cleveland with Mitchell and Garland, they move so fast and they can score in so much of a high clip that Giannis is gonna have to put up at least maybe 50. He's gonna have to hit the boards because
Hmm.
they're not really a good rebounding team. Brook Lopez is 7 foot, but barely grabs maybe 4 or 5 rebounds. So he's gonna have to give you maybe 15 rebounds, and he's gonna have to play make because out of Kevin Porter Jr., there's no other playmakers on the team. He's gonna have to be Wilt Chamberlain. And with Giannis, his game is so much predicated on playing hard. I think Giannis's game is more effort than skill. If you look at him play, like just brute force is his game. So can he give you 48 minutes a night of brute force on offense, crashing the board, and playmaking? I don't think so. So I think the window is closed, man. I think you just try to go as far as you can with the rest of the season, and
Hmm.
going into next season, you look at what you can do as far as like bringing in maybe you hit up Charlotte and say, hey, look, what you want for LaMelo Ball? Not for real, bro. He needs somebody. He needs a scorer and a facilitator with him, bro. Cause Giannis is literally gonna have to, bro, 50, 25, and 12 if they hope to win a championship with that roster currently constructed, bro. I
I'm not
hit
gonna
up
lie.
Charlotte. Hey,
I'm not gonna
If
lie.
Charlotte even entertained a
The Bucks,
LaMelo Ball
the
trade,
Bucks, the Bucks.
they would be in purgatory forever.
I think the three teams. 'Cause I think Lamelo's gone. I don't think he's coming back to Charlotte. I'm not gonna lie. That's me. I think he
I think
wants to
so as
be
well.
competing. I think he wants to be playing for meaningful games in basketball. I just think that's what he wants
Hmm.
to do. So the Bucks are one of the three top destinations I think he could go to. I think the Magic can be in play for him too, and I think
For a trade or for like a free agency type thing.
if whatever. Like I mean, I mean when we're talking about these teams, like gang, like Lamelo makes the Magic and the Bucks instantly better
Oh yeah,
offensively.
definitely,
So
definitely.
it's like I think they'll be willing to move some pieces for him. At least I believe so. I think the Timberwolves will be willing to move some pieces for him. But in regards to the Bucks this season, I think it's over, man. And I listen. I don't want to hear this dog shit as excuse. Excuse my language for YouTube. I don't want to hear this excuse that Giannis gonna use again, talking about how you didn't meet your expectations. That doesn't mean the years of failure, whatever case may be. Gang, it's been when did they win the championship? That was what 5
Five,
years ago.
6 years ago,
It's been
Dang,
five.
5 years
boy,
ago.
it's 4 years ago, man.
Yeah,
Oh, it's 4 years ago.
like
Okay.
4 or 5 years. Okay, so you've had championship expectations since then, and you have not made it back to the conference finals. At some point, we got to say, okay, we are failing because we're viewed as one of these three teams in the East, at least, that's supposed to be competing for
Hmm.
them top spots or to be the team representing the East, and we're not even getting close to that. So at some point, yes, it's a failure. And I'm not saying any of this now because Damian Lillard is hurt and stuff like that. I'm saying it because if they do in this season on a negative note where they're one and done again, it's a failure. That's just what it is. It's been a failure for the last 5 years. The Damian Lillard trade has been a failure. If we're being honest with ourselves, it has been. But anything else y'all want to add before we move on?
Damn, man, Dame time, man. Prayers up for that, man. He should have been a Miami Heat.
Yeah, man. Hopefully Dame gets better, man. Hate to see it for him. One of the better players that we seen coming up. You feel me? So nothing but props to him, nothing but prayers for him. But anything else y'all want to add before we move on to the last topic?
No,
No
sir.
sir.
All right, so since Will wasn't here tonight to explain his Justin Herbert take, we'll do that another episode because some people inquired about it and wanted explanations. So we'll do it when he come back. But
Bro, 10 better than Justin Herbert is crazy, bro. I'm
but
sorry.
you don't remember the part where he was saying that? You remember?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like saying it now. Like 10 better than Herbert is crazy, bro. It's crazy. I'm sorry.
And Herbert debatably not top 10, bro. That's what he was saying. You know, that's what he was saying,
Uh,
bro. But since he not here, man, I wanted to discuss more so about the situations going in the NFL right now with the whole celebration rule and them taking away the celebration city lamb pretty much
mhm.
ushered in. And it's to me, man. I just think it's
I
unfortunate, man, that the league is becoming something that I hate to see, and that's something that's just you're not letting players be players. You're trying to
Yep.
be bosses almost, and I get it. It's a business. At the end of the day, this is a child sport. Like people play this game handsome and make handsomely, funds. Like it's not.
Yo,
Yeah, I think that boy froze.
Y'all can hear me?
that was crazy.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get you
bro, you
now.
froze, boy.
Oh, my fault. My shit tripping tonight, man. But anyway, this game isn't meant to be taken seriously, man. It's meant to be for fun and games. You know, it's meant to be for entertainment, and it's meant to be for the people. And then the people, as in us, we enjoy watching these dudes celebrate and do come up with creative things, stuff like that. So to me, to see them taking away something that was just, I get where it originates from, and a lot of people take it as violence, you know, or
Hmm.
behaviors and things like that. But that has nothing to do with the game of football itself. And I think it's starting to get to a point where it's becoming really OD, like where people are trying to control too much of the perception of what the NFL is versus what it actually is. So, in my opinion, man, I think that has to be better, man. I really do. But what's your thoughts on it, Larry? What you got, bro?
Like you said, bro, it's a game at the end of the day, man. It's something for these young guys to enjoy. Like you said, these guys are making money. So at the end of the day, NFL is a business. They got to move a certain way and project a certain thing or image for their fans. They could use the excuse that the fans are young and we want to cater to the kids, but bro, at the end of the day, some things are just unavoidable. You're gonna see and witness certain things at points in life, bro. If this is gonna be the generation that if you see this, oh, that's dangerous, bro. Like, come on, man. Let's it's a celebration. It's a celebration intended for a first down. I don't know what CD Lamb is affiliated with, who he, represent or anything like that, but as a person who just enjoys watching football, I never seen an issue with it. It never seemed like he did anything to threaten anyone or anything. I didn't see no reason why you should now make this not only a 15-yard penalty within game, but make it a fine, bro. Like I don't know. I don't agree with that, bro. I think you just let the players enjoy playing the game that they worked so hard to play since they was 4 years old to be making millions and still play and enjoy, bro. You feel me? Like we got players out here who putting they all out
Hmm.
there who just want to express themselves, like getting the first down, getting the touchdown. Some players make one touchdown and that's it. Yeah, one first down and that's it, bro. Like I don't know. I don't see the point of making this a fine and flaggable offense. It's a celebration.
You're right. What you got, Breeze?
Uh, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I agree with the ban, and the reason I agree with it is because what it's synonymous with. You give me what it's associated with. The problem is no one is claiming CD Lamb as a gangbanger or whatever, but the message that it's sending, what it's correlated with, isn't something that the National Football League wants to be associated with. If you get my drift, like in this day and age, the actual gesture, it means to actually off somebody. Young Thug, just beat a RICO charge foot with murders and shootings and everything, and that was one of the gestures that they used to communicate. That's something you don't want associated with the national brand. That is really predicated towards kids as well. And it's not just that celebration. I remember they started getting on Aaron Rodgers about doing what is it, the
The
I forgot
discount
it.
double check.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing that. Look at it last season. Jamison Williams scored a touchdown and started humping the turf in the end zone. Like, bro, like mind you, these are kids watching this as well. Like, this is national stuff for kids. Like, if you wanna have certain things like that you allow in the sport, then it has to be, you have to start regulating the audience. Like, it has to be okay. Now it's not E for everyone. Now it has to be T for team. I remember they fined John Wall. You remember John Wall used to throw up blood in the game. DeMar DeRozan was throwing up Crip. in the game. Like, bro, like, wait, hold on. Like, this is a marketable business, bro. Like, this ain't the hood. And I'm not saying they shouldn't be allowed to celebrate, but bro, it should be, a decent celebration. Like, if you wanna scream and flex and do all that, that's cool. But now, bro, they even got celebrations where they act like you airing out a chopper when you get a sack or something, bro. Like, this is crazy, bro. Now, I understand you excited, you celebrated, bro, but it should be ways where you celebrate and get your point across and your happiness and not, have to degrade the integrity of, yourself as a person because, bro, it's degrading, bro. It's not like they're doing something political like, putting the fist up, black power or something like that. No, bro, they're throwing gang something like, bro, it's crazy, bro. Like, and it makes us look bad as people, bro. Like, it really does. Like, can you imagine if, for example, Larry, let me give you an example. Can you imagine
Go
if,
ahead.
let's say, Nick Bosa get a sack, right? And hypothetically, he throw up Nazi or something like that. What would you say? Like, just hypothetically, what would you say?
That's different, bro.
I'm
That's
just, bro.
totally different,
I'm
though.
just saying. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, bro. What would you say?
equivalent game.
Just what would you say? Like, just I want your opinion. What would you say?
I can't say what I really want to say, but I say Nick Bosa need to,
You say
tone that
Buddy
down.
tripping, right? But
He need to
when
tone
CD
down.
Lamb CD Lamb get a touchdown and he wipe a nigga nose and it's synonymous with murdering and backdooring dudes, it's cool. You get me? Like, bro, like I gotta be a realist, bro. I gotta be I gotta be a realist, bro. I got to. Like I
I
said, I'm
mean,
not against celebration,
who knows that's what he doing that for, though, bro. Like,
but this what I'm saying though.
just like
Just a
just like they put the
gesture.
just like when they shoot a three in the NBA and they throw up this sign right there, that's a sign too. They
That's
gotta stop that.
I'm just saying that's three ball, bro. That's a three ball. If you're putting the number three up, like they
That's
do
a three.
this and like three
Hold on, hold on.
ball,
But we know,
Wait, 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 hold on,
we
hold on,
know
hold on,
what it
hold on,
is.
we
hold on.
We
know
know
we
What
know.
it's
you mean? That's just a
synonymous
three
with.
pointer, though, bro.
We
Like,
know
come
what it's
on.
Three
synonymous.
ball. I'm saying
We
I
know what
know.
it
It's
is.
represented in multiple
We
ways.
know what it is. Represented in multiple ways, bro. You're
The
right,
NBA
bro.
not banning that.
You're right, bro. You're right. But then when people take it above and beyond and they're doing like these like, come on, bro. Like, come on, like
See
we
the,
can't
the
really
gun
get
the gun thing. I get that. I get the gun
we
Yeah,
thing. I get it.
I could give you that one.
we
I
But
can't
get the
it,
really
gun
get
thing.
too
I
in
understand that one.
detail on on the politics of all this stuff, but bro, Larry,
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah,
and,
for sure, for
and
sure,
T,
for sure.
I'm
Yeah.
not. I won't deny that you right about the gun one. I could give you that one, but the CD first down celebrate. I don't know about that one, gang. Because I just feel like at the end of the day, man, the man is sticking his finger out and he's pointing in the direction of the field he's going towards, and he's moving the chains. That's literally what it is. Just like how Larry just put it the equivalent to the 3-pointer knockdown celebration. Like it means a lot more than just a 3-pointer being made. So if we're going to get to a point where you're not going to allow guys to associate or take away, because in my opinion, I think there's a lot associated with these things, of course. But just like how we take words in our culture and we derive them to become something different, you can do the same thing with gestures. I mean, I'm not
Hmm.
saying that all of these things need to be permitted or permissible. What I'm saying is if we're going to take away niggas' ability to enjoy themselves on the field by something that is literally causing no harm to anyone, or not even a representation of harming someone, because what Thug and CD do are two completely different things. We all know this. So if we look at these things and we're starting to say that you can't do X, Y, and Z for these things, then that means a lot of you gonna start to take away a lot of things that make the NFL the NFL. Just like how with the NBA when they took away the ninja headbands and shit like that. You took away something that was literally harmless. I mean,
That was fun.
that was exactly like now look at what's happening. The viewership of the NBA is down right now. I'm not saying it's because of the ninja headbands, but because dudes cannot be themselves. And that's not gangsters or gang bangers or whatever the case may be. That's just people enjoying the game. Like everyone not throwing up gang signs like John Wall. I get it. He I love John Wall, but he shouldn't be doing shit like that. Of
Yeah,
course.
for sure.
But
Don't forget DeRozan.
yeah, of course, of course. No, I'm not. I will not defend that. That's tomfoolery. But at the end of the day, bro, when we talking about niggas wearing Supreme sleeves, first down celebration, like hey, that shit ain't doing nothing to nobody, and it means nothing more than what they're doing it for. Like that's that we know this. Kids are old enough to watch the NFL to actually understand what's going on in the game. Know this as well. The problem is people, in my opinion, people are oversensitive in the times we live in. I think that's what the
Yep.
problem is.
Yep.
Like that's what it boils down to.
100% agree.
People are blowing things out of proportion that aren't necessarily problems, but because they want to make everything a deeper meaning or deeper issue, now it becomes a problem for everyone. And so the NFL, of course, it's $1 billion business. It's going to protect its, its product. If people
Hmm.
gonna say they don't like this, then we gotta do something about it. So I'm not mad at the league for doing what they're doing. I understand it, but I just think it's childish and foolish to do these things. In my opinion, that's
And
that's how I see
and
it, man.
and with your point with the Supreme thing, they only did that, for marketing purposes, right?
But
Cause
again,
yeah.
I get that, Breeze, and that again, that's fair because we're talking about businesses at the end of the day. I understand,
Hmm.
but when you get to that point where you're taking away these things, now it becomes a cultural effect because now we look at the referees in the NBA. The referees in the NBA are probably the worst officials I've ever seen in any sport across any
Yep.
sport. I'm just being honest. Like, and a
Including the
lot of
replacement refs in the NFL.
exactly, and a lot of that to me comes from them being a part of an institution or slash business that doesn't condone a lot of gestures or things that's can be argued or viewed out of the ordinary for the sport. Like you got dudes getting. I mean, shit, Breeze should know this. You got dudes like Tatum getting teched up for clapping too hard. Like the shit is, it's getting to a point where it's like niggas don't want to watch it because you're making things way deeper than it has to be. And I think
Tim
this,
Duncan got teched up for laughing on the bench.
yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. So I think this is like, I think it's getting crazy, man. I think it's getting crazy across all cylinders. Me personally, I think it's getting out of hand.
Oh snap! Hey, New York just clinched the sixth seed. So yeah, Bucks probably gonna have to play Cleveland or Boston in the first round.
New York clinched the sixth seed. New York is
You mean
third,
you
bro.
talking? You said third seed? He
No,
mean
it said
third. You
no,
mean
it say
third?
top six seed. I just got a notification. It said New York clinched top six seed.
Okay.
Yeah,
I get
it's
you.
the
I get
top
you. I get
six seed. Yeah, it's man. Let me say this about New York real quick, man. Before we
I think
close
they
out,
frauds. I think
I
they frauds.
yeah, I don't. I'm not a believer in New York, man. Now let me say this though. I do like Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson is,
Mm-hmm.
but Jalen Brunson and Cat on a good night. Outside of them, man, I'm not buying that shit. I mean, I like OG. OG cool,
I like Josh
but
Hart.
he not consistent enough on the offensive end, in my opinion. He's too streaky for me. Josh Hart, cool. I love he plays with a chip on his shoulder. I love that, but
Mm-hmm.
that's not gonna help him get a bucket. I mean, I like their team set up for what it is, but a lot of guys to me are underplaying their values right now, like Mikal Bridges, in my personal opinion. And I think a lot of that has to do with Tom Thibodeau. And I would say this until the cows come home, gang. Like he
This
ruined,
man
he
does not
ruined,
like.
he
He
ruined,
does
he
not
ruined my guy
like.
career, man. He ruined my guy career.
This man
Now
does
I
not
feel
like
like he's
Tom Thibodeau.
ruined because what's understood don't need to be explained. We all know why.
For
But
sure. For sure.
I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I think Derrick Rose's play style ruined his career more than Tom Thibodeau, bro.
Nah, bro.
nah, I
I
think
gotta
it did.
disagree.
I
And
think it
And
T
did.
look, and I'm
and
and,
T
and look
no
and
T
look,
no I
check
don't
it
like
out,
Derrick Rose. I disagree with
check
that.
it out, and check it out. And I'm gonna tell you why. Derrick Rose played like he was 6'7", 6'8", in the twitch,
Nah,
and
Breeze.
bro, the twitch, and fidget, and sharp cut, and the movements and everything, bro. His body, bro, he literally had a Ferrari engine inside of like a Nissan body, bro. His drive and his force and the way he played, bro, was so sharp and so physically demanding and cutting, bro, that downfall was gonna happen quicker than later, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. And I like Derrick Rose. Tom Thibodeau didn't help it playing him 40 minutes a night, bro. But when you play as hard as that and you land, his landing style, bro, he would land on one foot. Derrick Rose never landed on two and stationary landed the way regular dunkers do or people who finish. Derrick Rose always had a problem landing. If you look at all his highlights and everything, you see the way he landed. The human body isn't designed to, number one, jump that high, come down that hard with that much force on just one joint or one leg. That's why you have two legs, bro. Derrick Rose having almost a 40-inch vertical and weighing like what, almost like Derrick Rose like almost what, maybe 210, 210, maybe
Yeah,
212,
somewhere around there.
and coming down with that type of force with gravity coming down, bro, the body isn't meant to be like that, bro. It's not. It's really not. That's why it's the same thing with Zion Williamson, bro. To be that big, strong, powerful, and to be jumping that high and to be coming down and to be shifty and twitching and moving like that, bro. The human body isn't meant for all that, bro. So when it started with that ACL and then it started going to all the, if you notice, bro, all of his injuries are what? Lower leg extremities, bro. If you really look at it, bro, all of his injuries are lower leg extremities. It's just his play style, bro. He wasn't like a silky smooth player. He was burst, sharp, quick cuts, fast, jumping up high, coming down from gravity. Like, bro, Derrick Rose was one of one, and that body was not built for that type of play style, bro. The human body isn't built for that type of style, bro. It's not. Tibbs didn't do him any justice or help him, bro, but he was a beast, bro. Like, even if you look at it now, you could see Russell Westbrook even slow down. Westbrook had that same type of play style, that wild effect. Even John Morant is slowing down,
Yeah,
bro, because it's
that's who I was just about to bring up. Like we can listen, I get it. The criticisms and the critiques of him not learning how to land properly and stuff like that is all fair. That's fine. I don't disagree. The problem is these other coaches and these other organizations, they knew how to manage their players on top of the fact that they got more out of them because they put more around them. I mean, again, when you look back at what the Bulls were, you had Joe Kim Noah, who was a damn good player at the time. And outside of that, that was it. Luol Deng, trash. Carlos Boozer, trash. I mean, who else we talking about? What was my boy named Kurt Heinrich? Not trash, not trash, but this ain't no this ain't no guy that's gonna come in and be a second scoring option on a team that's playing for something. We're talking
Mm-hmm.
about we're talking about a dude who gave his all because he had to. He's playing with a team that was the one seed at one point, who without him would have been a lottery team with ease. They demanded that out of him because of that's what he had to provide to a team to compete. I mean, before Jimmy Butler got there and became Jimmy Butler, the Bulls had nothing outside of Derrick Rose. They had nothing. He was it. Like, it was just like it was similar to the situation with James Harden in the Houston with his first couple years. Outside of James Harden, what were the Rockets? Now James Harden, D Rose play style was different, so of course it didn't affect James Harden the same way.
mm-hmm.
But the load is the exact same. The difference is you had a coach in Dan Tony who looked at the situation and said, "Man, my guy needs somebody else." He went to ownership. He went to management and said, "We need Chris Paul in the building. We need to go get Dwight Howard, see what's left in the tank. We need to go get who else came to Houston at the time? John Wall at one point. We need to go get Westbrook, see what Westbrook could do for us." Like they gave him a multitude of pieces to try to make it work and take as much as off his play as possible because they knew if you dragging the guy 40 minutes every game and he averaging 28 to 34 points a night, it's gonna catch up eventually. But the Tibbs and the Bulls didn't see that. And that's why it's a bigger problem for them than what it is for D Rose, in my opinion, because you could coach that. You could coach someone how to land properly, or you can coach them on how to take care of their body, nourishments, whatever the case may be, better throughout their careers. We've seen this with a lot of players. Victor Oladipo talked about this with Russell Westbrook when he was with OKC that 1 year. He said Westbrook showed him how to be a professional, how to take care of his body, how to take care of himself, how to rehab after games, just recuperate. D Rose had none of that. He had no vet OG. He was the OG. He was by far their best player in a locker room full of washed veterans and one nigga, Joe Noah, who was done in the league after 4 years. This it's this the reason why I say the things I say, man, because we all know I'm a Derrick Rose guy. That's my nigga. I'm always be a Derrick Rose guy. But it bothers me more because it's like we sit here and we try to blame him for something that clearly was out of his control. Now, that not just even his body, but I'm talking about just his mismanagement as a player. He was completely. I mean, if we're talking about malpractice, man, it gets no bigger than Thibodeau, bro. I mean, I will never forget when he played Jimmy Butler in the summer league for 44 minutes. I will never forget that because that's just who he is, and it's crazy to me, bro. Like that's all I got to say about it. It's crazy.
Yeah, my boy T about to cry, man.
Nah, nah, that's my guy, man. I hated it, man. When I seen him get hurt against the Sixers, bro, it hurt me, bro. Because it's like this, y'all up 20 points with 2 minutes left. Like, get the nigga out the game. It, it, you know what? Let's move on, bro. Y'all got anything I want to say? Let's move on.
I ain't gonna lie, I'll never forget that, bro. Like I wasn't even in the room at the time. Like, I was in the kitchen, right? But I had the TV loud, and all I heard was, I think it was Clark Kellogg. He's
Yeah, Clark
down,
Kellogg talking about he holding
holding
on
on
to
to
his
his
knee.
knee,
Yep.
holding on to his knee, and
Hmm.
he's down. Oh man, bro.
That
I'll
crap
never
was
forget
sad,
that,
bro.
bro. I'll never forget that, bro.
Yeah. But thankfully, my boy went out the way he wanted to. I wish he would want a ring, but hey, now you were talking about if D Rose would have won a ring, I would have cried. I'm not gonna lie. I would have cried if D Rose would
Ah,
have
man.
cried. I'm not gonna lie. I would have
He should
I
have.
would have shed a tear, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He should have came to Boston, man.
Dog, when
I,
he went to Cleveland, oh my god, I thought he had a chance. If he would have went back to Cleveland, though, I think he could have not Cleveland, to the Lakers when Brown first got to the Lakers and they was interested in him. I thought he would have had a chance with them with AD and shit, but
Mhm.
it never happened. But that'll be it for the show tonight, man. Appreciate those who tuned in. As always, showing much love. Keep viewership going up. Hit like, subscribe on the YouTube. Hit the bell notification. Be notified whenever we do go live. And always stop in, comment, like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all over Last Word Productions. Just look the name up, and I promise you I'm there. Anything y'all boys want to add before we head up?
Appreciate y'all, man. We out. See y'all next week.
For
See you on
sure.
the next week, man. That's what it is.
All right. Y'all boys be easy.